Hello, everyone. This is Equisetum Gaming, and no, this is not going to be a gaming video. This is a little update on what I am planning for this channel going forward. You've been one of my regular viewers, then you know I have not been having the easiest time with the Tomb Raider series. It just is not my cup of tea when it comes to gameplay, and I am basically going to stop doing those videos. Friday's episode of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, we got to the end of the episode and got stuck in a tomb that you have to solve the puzzle in order to progress in the storyline in the game. And there was a glitch. And after looking into it, doing a little research, trying to figure out what was wrong, what was going on, what I wasn't understanding or getting, it turns out that that glitch that was happening in that episode has to do with my frame rate. And the fact that my frame rate for recording videos, at least on that series, is too high. In other words, Crystal Dynamics games cannot handle computer systems that can run at high quality frame rates and provide quality graphics. And I'm sorry, I'm just I mean, I haven't been having fun with the games, with the Tomb Raider games in general. They've all started out strong, but then somewhere in the writing, the storytelling has just fallen off with really stupid, bad decisions, or just idiotic choices that I can't stand as a storyteller, as somebody who absolutely loves diving into good stories and studying what makes a character likable, what makes you hate a character, what creates really good tension in plots, and what makes sense for creating angst and all of that, drama and dynamics, and getting people to want to see more. Crystal Dynamics just is not good at storytelling, and so that's one strike against the Tomb Raider series for me. Another thing is they're just so controlling with how they want you to solve problems and do your boss fights. And, you know, it seems like every boss fight is, let's strip away all of the skills that we have taught you throughout the game and make you do some sort of quick time move where you have to hit the button at the exact right moment in order to beat the guy, or you need some stupid cheap trick in order to, you know, stun him or it or whatever you're fighting in order to, you know, do damage. And I mentioned it in Friday's episode where, you know, that sort of thing might work in a side scroller, having exact timing on jumps and things like that works in side scroller games, but in a 3D environment, I cannot stand it. And so that brings me to what I am going to be doing moving forward. I do intend on bringing games that I have not played before. I am intending to do, you know, additional franchises that I know people love, but I'm going to be more careful about vetting what I bring to the channel and what I play. I figured, you know, Tomb Raider would be a safe option because so many people love it, so many people just, you know, have nothing bad to say about that series except for, you know, the art direction and how they decreased the size of Laura's assets. And yeah, I understand that, but I'm just, I, again, as somebody who loves good storytelling, quality gameplay, and being able to present series with different methods of solving problems. I mean, we have done 3 different series on Red Dead 2 on this channel. And that is simply because there are so many ways you can play that game, even with Rockstar's control over, you know, certain situations, certain elements, and certain choices that you can make. And we've certainly pointed out, I've certainly pointed out plenty of instances where they've gotten a little too controlling and it's been annoying. Or they have dropped the plot when it comes to the storytelling and, you know, screwed up Arthur's characterization and just sort of broken that believability factor for me, or that fantasy factor for me, where I just get thrown out of the story. And we all know the missions that happens on. We also all know the antagonists that I hate the most, and no, it's not Micah. Although I question why Micah has been in the gang. I really hope Red Dead 3, if it ever gets made, will explain why Dutch tolerates Micah being in the gang and doing stuff that the rest of the crew would never get away with in a million years. But yeah, Red Dead 2 is awesome gameplay, awesome storytelling, and shut up, Crips. Sorry, I need a mouthful of tea. Or it's getting a little froggy. But yeah, we're just going forward on this channel. I am not going to do any more games. I'm not going to continue to play games if they make me miserable. And Tomb Raider definitely makes me miserable. It feels more like work than gameplay, and that's not the point of the channel. The channel is meant to give back to the gaming community. You know, when I was going through some low points where I was at a job just that absolutely stressed me out, worked me to the bone, left me absolutely no energy to think or be creative or, you know, do anything for myself. The gaming community, watching other YouTubers play games that I wanted to play, really got me through a lot of low points, a lot of really stressful times in my life. And like, part of the whole reason of wanting to get a custom-built gaming computer and being able to play some of these higher-end games with really good quality graphics, because a lot of them you can play on low quality graphics. You don't need to have, you know, everything set to high or ultra or whatever in the graphics in order to have a good enjoyable experience with these games. But yeah, a major part of why I spent the over $5,000 on my gaming PC and all the accoutrements to go with it was because I wanted to be able to give back to the community and share something with other people that, again, helped me through some really stressful and difficult times in my life. And I just feel like I haven't been able to do that since I started playing Tomb Raider. It, like, the 3 games that I've done or attempted to do on this channel in that series have not been me at my best. Sorry. Red Dead Online does not like you to idle for too long. It will kick you out of the server if you do. By the way, this is my character that I play online. I am not bringing up my username or anything like that on purpose because I don't want to pseudo-dox my Steam account. You've probably noticed anytime I've brought up certain menus in games, I have blurred out portions of the screen in order to remove my username from the video. But yeah, this is Robin, and back behind me is the Jeffrey, who I bought because I had just finished rereading a book series set in sort of a fantasy ancient Egypt setting, so I gave him an Egyptian name, and what's the old Turkoman that Sadie rides during story mode, and I always hated that horse, but he's perfect for sort of like an Egyptian-inspired horse, especially with the upland bounty hunter saddle that he's wearing with all the snake motifs. Yeah. But I will not be doing Red Dead Online, sorry. If you were hoping to see more of this character, that's not gonna happen. But moving forward, I'm going to be doing games specifically that I want to play. And not necessarily games based on what I think my viewers want to see. Because again, I want to have fun. You know, if I'm not having fun, I don't think you guys are going to have fun. I'm just sitting around complaining all the time. I really don't think that's healthy for anybody to be watching, especially in today's world where it feels like everybody's complaining about something, whether it's, you know, politics or society or pop culture or, you know, environment or whatever. It just, everybody has something to complain about, and I want to be able to critique games, but I still want to have fun. I want to, you know, point out the good things that they do and bring some happiness and shenanigans and fun craziness to your lives. Another thing I've noticed, I'm not sure if it's going to hold though, is my audience viewership over the past few weeks has changed, and changed in a rather extreme way that I don't understand. I'm still trying to wrap my head around what has happened, but for over a year, all of my viewership, it was guys. 100% guys across the board. It didn't matter what series, what game, anything like that. And I rarely, if ever, had any female viewers. But then, within the last couple weeks or so, my viewership, it hasn't done a complete 180. I still have, you know, a significant number of guys. Most of my commenters, most of my regular viewers are still guys. But I am now sitting where I have like 2/3 of my viewership are girls, and only 1/3 of my viewership is guys. Now, does that mean I'm gonna change my gameplay style? Am I gonna change my tone or what I talk about or anything like that? Hell no. I'm still gonna be me.
Quite a woman, that one. Quite a woman indeed.
Where are you, Crips? Shut up. But, yeah, I'm not gonna change who I am, but I might, I might make decisions based a little bit more on what I want rather than what I think, you know, would be, I won't say more appealing to guys, but, I will be making decisions that they might, not always agree with, or might not always want to think about or consider in some games. And that will be true of some of the new series that I bring. I still have to do some recording tests with the games that I will be replacing Tomb Raider with. But yeah, we will be making some decisions based on you know, what I want to do, what I like in a game.
I passed through this area in the 50s.
Switch outfits. Robin's getting kind of hot. But and we're outside of that is Thieves Landing over there. You're wondering where the camp is. I usually don't get this spot, but it's one of my favorites in the game. But yeah. Anyways, I do hate leaving Shadow of the Tomb Raider unfinished, but I do take issue with, you know, having to drop my frame rates in order to get the game to not glitch out when I am trying to create, you know, quality videos or videos of as high a quality as my system is capable of doing. We saw with Horizon Forbidden West and the DLC that my system's a little lower quality with the graphics card compared to what they built that game and the DLC for. But that's why I think I'm going to stick with older games. Or at least games that I have done some playtesting and made sure there's no issues with if they're newer games. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy what I bring to the table. If you have suggestions of what you want to see, please comment. Like I said, I tried Tomb Raider because I knew it was popular, and I know a lot of people complain about, you know, where Crystal Dynamics has taken it in the modern era, but it's still a franchise that, you know, I figured, hey, if people, you know, love the older games and aren't quite sure about the newer games and are debating whether to purchase them to play or whatever, at least my playthrough would give them something to base their purchase decisions on. But unfortunately, I just, yeah, we're not doing any more Tomb Raider. And I think that's about it. I didn't mean to ramble on for 20 minutes, especially when it's just me talking and sitting here with Robin and the Jeffrey. But yeah, this is my technically fourth Red Dead Online character. Really only the third that I have taken anywhere, because the first one was just sort of a test play character that I created to meet up and do some online play with one of my friends from... she lives in Sydney, Australia, and she wasn't sure if she wanted to invest in Red Dead 2, and so she borrowed a friend's account to see what she likes about Red Dead Online, or if she didn't like Red Dead Online because her friend wasn't into Red Dead Online. So she's like, you have access to the game, but you're not using it. Can I, make a character? So she did. And we never played Red Dead Online again together, unfortunately. But we decided it was just easier to do Zoom calls or Discord or whatever and forget gameplay. But yeah. But I hope you will continue to enjoy my channel if you're a returning viewer, if you're curious as to what I will be bringing next and aren't sure about subscribing yet. Hey, I don't care if you just bookmark my channel in your favorites list and come back to it once every other week or once a month even. As long as I'm giving you some joy and happiness and entertainment, that's all I really care about. So, anyways, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.